everyone. This is Vicki, co-administrator of the Ankylosing Spondylitis Project. It is Monday morning. It's about 34 degrees here in Central Virginia, and I had promised to make a video explaining why we wrote the open letter to the medical community. If you've seen my video of my story, maybe Steffi's video of her story, Beck's video, then you know a little bit of our history. So it took me 30 years to get diagnosed. I started experiencing symptoms when I was 14, went to numerous doctors, no one had an answer, no one thought to do a blood test to see if I was positive for HLA-B27. I have had fusion visible since 2011 and was never notified of that significant change in my SI joints. The diagnosis journey has been extremely rough. And when I started joining ankylosing spondylitis groups on Facebook, it became very apparent that the majority of us have very similar stories. Not being diagnosed in a timely manner, having a hard time accessing pain medications, having doctors treat us like our symptoms are in our head. And so it was just one story after another with the same exact tone and circumstances. And so I said to Steffi on Facebook one day, I'd really like to write an open letter to the medical community, telling them about our frustration with diagnosis and pain medication and not being taken seriously. And she volunteered to help me. So we worked on this for a number of weeks, and I know a lot of people who read the letter said, your letter is negative, you sound angry, and I'm okay with that. The letter was supposed to sound angry. A lot of people were concerned that we were biting the hand that feeds us, criticizing doctors and the medical industry, and we're scared of the repercussions that it may have. I'm okay with sounding angry. I'm okay with criticizing the medical community. I have never been known for my tact or diplomacy, and so I'm kind of an in-your-face kind of person anyway. And it's time for change. It's time for people with chronic illness, chronic pain to be heard. The CDC right now are reviewing and recommending guidelines for prescription for opiates and prescribing of opiates, and the repercussions of this are going to be felt dramatically in our community as far as chronic pain and chronic illness go. We're having a hard time right now obtaining the medications that we need. It's going to get worse. And if we sit by and do nothing, then we accomplish nothing. And if if we're the squeaky wheel, so be it. Trying to change a community that's stuck in the status quo is a difficult thing. I frankly am pretty irritated and pissed off at the system, and for my own self, because it took me 30 years to get diagnosed, and I started being symptomatic around 14. But it also makes me angry for all of you. If your story doesn't mirror that, then that's great. You're one of the lucky ones. But unfortunately, a lot of us don't have such a happy outcome. Being in chronic pain is isolating. It takes a toll on relationships, jobs, raising our children. It's not something that can be contained and doesn't bleed over into other areas of our life. And pain is not something that's measurable. There's no blood test, there's no magic wand they can wave over you and say, validate that you are feeling the pain in which you are feeling. And so that's difficult. So pain is somewhat subjective. And if you were to go into an ER in most medical clinics right now and say, I have a chronic pain issue, chances are you would get inhumane treatment. And that's what it boils down to. And we are never going to be taken seriously. We are never going to have the change unless we say enough is enough. And that is why the letter came about. And we released it last Wednesday. The majority of the responses that we've gotten are overwhelmingly positive, and we've had people say, you've given voice to exactly how I feel. If you've not had a chance to read it, you can find it at www.ankylosing-spondylitisproject.com. You can find it on our Facebook page at the Ankylosing Spondylitis Project. You can also find us on Tumblr under the same name, Ankylosing Spondylitis Project. And give the letter a read for yourself. Leave a comment on our guest book. There's a guest book on our website. You can put a picture of yourself, and you can stand with us in a fight to have change in the medical community. Maybe you don't have AS. Maybe you have a loved one who has a chronic illness, but we guarantee you will be able to identify with what we've gone through, especially if you've had difficulty with a diagnosis. So make sure you give it a look, share it. We would love for it to go viral. You can find us on YouTube under Ankylosing Spondylitis Project. This video will be uploaded shortly. Drop me an email at ankylosing-spondylitisproject@gmail, and let's get some change done. Let's say enough is enough and stand together and get this job done. And we thank you again. We've had 5,000 hits to our website since last Wednesday, which is amazing. I would have liked for it to be that way, but the reality is the reality. And now that we know that 5,000 people have heard us, that's an amazing thing. And it's just the first step. We will be releasing a couple of things in the near future that I mentioned in my last video regarding a handout that you can take to your medical provider. We're also redoing the pain index for people with chronic pain. We're going to revamp the letter itself, and that's something that will be coming out shortly. Have a good Monday, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for your support on Facebook and our website. If you have any questions, like I said, drop me a comment or an email, and we look forward to hearing from you. Happy Monday. Here in Virginia, they're calling for snow at the end of the week. I'm not a fan of snow, but for those of you who weather affects your pain like me, it's a little chilly outside and I'm fighting off a flare, but I'm still going to work because I have to. And we will talk to you soon. Thank you.